welcome to Donington Park, just right next to East Midlands Airport in England, the United Kingdom. We are here for the first round of the MOTO Ride 6 Championship. And oh my word, my game is extremely loud. Let me turn it down a little bit. We have 9 riders in the lobby today to go through this one. And of course, if you didn't understand by the name, it is the MOTO Championship on Ride 6. So there will be different bikes every race. We've got 9 riders here, and of course, Ride 6 now cosplaying. This is my first time commentating on Ride 6 being a new game, so I'm going to have to get used to all the new controls and whatnot. So we've got, let me just turn my game down again, it is quite loud. We've got Alfie Cox on the, obviously, ZX4RR. So yeah, Bob Rang, Ducksworth, Mini Magoo, Tlian, I'm going to go with Tlian, Bunny, Armag, GW Racing, aka George, and Henry. All on ZX4RR. So you can see Henry there on a Costa liveried motorcycle. Following George, aka JW Racing 93. All on ZX4RRs. Absolutely brilliant machines. Such cool bikes. And unfortunately, we do have some issues though with Ride 6 replay and spectator mode, where it just looks like the front is just completely folding all the time. It looks a bit silly at times, but it's something we can get used to. I mean, at least I am not a stranger to any lag that much, really. I do not know if we've seen any lap times yet. Let's have a look. I'm just trying to figure out how to work these new UI in Ride 6. That ugly and Kawasaki looking very nice for Ducksworth. I like it very much. Works very well. Alfie running a KTM suit on accident, or on purpose, I don't know. Nice simple Monster Energy one for Bob Rang. A classic, lovely livery for Mini Magoo. I love that one. The default livery for Tlian, a black and blue, grey and blue, sorry, and white livery for the number 16 Bunny. As Henry Mack goes to the top, he was the champion. If you didn't watch the, well, no, you wouldn't have watched if you knew the chat. If you didn't know the channel, Mason Roth streamed the big shout out to the boy, the Twitch stream for the Supermoto Championship, and you may have seen Henry Mack the champion there. Obviously a really dominant performance from him in Ride 5, but now in Ride 6 as Henry Mack goes down into turn 1 in Redgate. Bit of a difficult one there. It's a shame we can't see lap times here, which kind of sucks. We can just see, actually no, we can see lap times. They're small and on the right. So Henry Mack's on top with a 34.6, George second with a 35.7, so a big gap there for Henry. And then another second back to third for Armag in third with a 36.7. Bob Rang in fourth with a 37.3. Lots of different times across the board here. Bunny with a 39.3. Tlian with a 40.6. Ducksworth with a 42.3. Alfie not with a proper lap time yet, a 2:14, and then no lap yet for Mini Magoo, who makes his way down Craner curves and into the old hairpin. See what cameras we can go with here and go on board with him as he heads up towards McLean's, looking to improve on a lap time which he hasn't set yet. My apologies. It's been a while since I've been on comms, and I need to get back into the swing of things before Fab Racing starts again. So things are going to be interesting in this race. As unfortunately Mini Magoo crashed on that lap, but it's still Henry Mack at the top with a 34.6. Oh, Alfie has just made his way up into second with a 35.3, the closest anyone's got to. Oh no, and now Armag up into second. It's kind of hard to see when somebody overtakes. This UI isn't too great in my opinion. Hopefully we'll be able to still see gaps to the next rider ahead. But Armag on that lovely white and black AJN steel stock Ninja ZX4RR heads down into the old hairpin. Nice, he's improving. The Scot, oh, a bit of a moment there on the curve. That was not an invalid lap somehow, but doing a good job so far. Up through Schwant's curve and through McLean's. Oh, on the too much curb. The curbs aren't friendly in this game, that's for sure. There's Henry Mack goes to the line, 34.6 still. No improvement just for him right now. A lovely, lovely livery on that ZX4RR of George. Looks so good, that does. But it's a shame his suit doesn't match, but I imagine he didn't have time to make the suit. He's in fourth at the moment. And currently on the 36.1, looking to improve. And let's go on board with him as he heads down Craner curves. What a brilliant onboard shot this is. Look at that. As you can hear the ZX4RR singing along through the old hairpin. Only 3 milliseconds down on his PB. And I think that's Alfie ahead on the stock liveried ZX4RR, as I can tell by his KTM suit that he must have forgot to change. Something's going on there with the timings. That's not correct, but I'm sure it will fix itself. That's really strange. Try to do that. Yeah, that fixed it. Classic milestone error. But we've got 2 minutes and 35 seconds left of this session. It is the full GP Donington Park circuit. And of course, now Ride 6 is fully crossplay. You can get involved. And oh, somebody's down there. That was George at the Foggy S is unfortunately going down. And he's just pulling alongside until he 0.8 of a second off. I'm pretty sure that's on his own PB, not Henry's, as Henry's still on that 34.6. Don't know if he's improving here. Let's just see as he comes down to the old hairpin. He is up by 0.3 of a second. This is a dominant performance from Henry already in qualifying. Oh, and just as I say that, the front goes at the old Melbourne Loop, sorry. Armag also improving, trying to get within those 34s. Currently 0.5 of a second off of Henry Mack. Let's see what he can do, the Scot. As he heads down to the Foggy S's. Oh, lovely. Absolutely brilliant. That was pitch perfect from Armag, as he's only improving by a little bit here. But, you know, every bit counts, as he might just have lost that more time on his personal best here at the Melbourne Loop. As you might be thinking the front's folding. It's just some classic milestone lag. As he heads now into Goddard's. See if he can keep that time he was improving on. Melbourne Loop look pretty smooth, and he was pretty smooth out of there as well. Don't think he's going to get pole. He's got a nice slipstream from Alfie here, and across the line he doesn't improve. Hang on, that's strange. 15 seconds off, it said. Oh no, sorry, there was a glitch there. It said he was 16 seconds off, but he's just done a 34.7, just under a tenth off of Henry Mack. So pole position might still be up for grabs. I don't know if the timers ran out again. I'm not too big a fan of this, but he's up again. Alfie's in his way. This could be pole position for Armag. Oh, he won the last race of the season, in fact, in the Americana Supermoto World Series in Ride 5. A dramatic one, that. But he's getting held up by Alfie. This isn't good here. He's really on for pole position, and he's getting held up by the man third on the grid, who I don't know if he's improving. He's currently running on a 35.3. But here he comes up the inside at Coppice, and he's still in. Oh, no. There goes the pole time. 0.3 up, and it goes away at Coppice, just trying to get a bit too eager up the inside of Alfie into Coppice. Henry just waiting in the pits to claim his pole position. And we'll be getting into the sprint race soon. Nice wheelie there, George. Really good qualifying there for him. Fourth on the grid after quite a late entry for the photographer. As you can see, the George Wood Racing sponsor on the side Obviously, go and follow him on Instagram. Go follow Riley Davis Motorsport Media on Instagram as well, as he goes down trying to do some donuts. That thing looks awesome, doesn't it? What a brilliantly crafted livery. Ducksworth, unfortunately, struggling. Not any practice for him. Spent more time making his livery than practicing. There was meant to be more riders, but we had some lobby issues, as you can expect. It's Milestone. But, oh, Armag just so close to pole position, so we could really see a good battle here between Armag and Henry Mack. Looks like the tyre of choice in qualifying was soft front, hard rear. Will that be the situation in the race? It's quite warm at Donington Park at the moment in this race. I believe it's around 24 degrees Celsius. I do not know if that will stay the same when we head into the sprint race. Ducksworth will have a lot of work to do then. He did a 39.6, a long way off. So some pace to find for the Worth, as some people like to call him. Ready to go then. Of course, Isaac being Mini Magoo. You might not know that's his name. So yeah, Isaac didn't have a great qualifying either. And Charlie as well, aka Bob Rang. And now we're just waiting to go. We're just waiting on Isaac and Henry Mack to ready up. The pole man ready to go, nearly, hopefully. Isaac saying that his personal best would have put him 4th on the grid, but couldn't get it done. Same goes for Armag, of course. So close yet so far, tried so hard, but in the end it doesn't even matter. But it will matter. 2nd on the grid, very important for the Scot, and I think he might just get the run down into Redgate, or maybe down Craner Curves in a surprise move at the old hairpin. We'll see. Here we go. ZX4RRs at Donington Park. We're looking at someone at the back of the grid. Let's look at the front, please. I don't know why we're not switching riders. Here we go then. We are round back with the pole position man just in time as the lights go out. It's a brilliant start, as I said, from Armag, but a brilliant one from Alfie. Look at Alfie, aka Coxie23 KTM, up the inside with the KTM suit. You can't miss him, and he's just trying to make it stick. He can't quite get through. Henry Mack now in the lead, and look at George getting involved. Look at that. 4 riders nearly side by side down through Craner Curves. Alfie's going to try and get up the inside, but Henry Mack's gone defensive around the outside. Goes... Oh, Maggie wasn't around the outside, sorry, but he went for the wider line to cut underneath him, and it worked perfectly, because if he was any closer to Alfie there, it could have gone wrong. Alfie made a big mess of the old hairpin. Ducksworth, a brilliant start, up into 5th, and now up into 4th, maybe if he's up the inside of Talian. Brilliant move. Armag is into the lead. This TV view isn't very zoomed out. I can't really see what's going on, but there's stuff going on between Henry Mack and George Wood in 2nd and 3rd place. I know that's for sure. As Henry Mack comes down the straight on that Pedro Acosta Red Bull liveried ZX4RR, just plain black, not too bad looking that, but the best one I think here, surprisingly, and a certain someone will be surprised at me saying this, is this blue Kawasaki in 3rd place. George Wood on the George Wood Photography ZX4RR in 3rd. And Ducksworth doing a brilliant job in 4th, as formerly mentioned. A good exit there from Henry, trying to get on the back of Armag. Let's go on board with the Brit, chasing down his fellow Brit here at Donington Park. It's quite a British dominated league. I think everybody here is British, actually. Yes, Casper was meant to join, but he decided not to after the lobby starting a little bit too late for him. As they head down into Redgate, Armag starting to creep away with the lead. You have to be really careful with the front of these bikes. They're very, very sensitive. And that's probably the easiest way to crash and ride 6, but he got a fantastic exit there. Down through Craner Curves. On the curb there. Brave from Henry Mack, as he's gone tight there at the old hairpin. Really gaining some time on Armag, as Armag's taken a bit of chance there on the outside curb. Let's just see how far back George is. He's lost a little bit of time, but he's still sticking with it. Talian has got back through on Ducksworth. So Ducksworth finding his rhythm in the race and has got a good gap there to Alfie in 6th. Isaac struggling down in last. Really far behind there on that lovely looking anniversary Kawasaki. I changed my mind. That might be the best looking one. It's nice and simple, but it's hard to compare when you've got a literal, real street livery compared to this racing one, but it might just be the suit combination that's throwing me off. But Armag really starting to pull away with it now. I'm sorry, it's kind of difficult to run with this TV camera. It should be a bit more zoomed out in my opinion, but can't really change much as he makes his way through the Melbourne Loop. Henry Mack still tough on the back of him. Remember, this is the sprint race. I'm not actually quite sure if the race results from the sprint affect the grid for the next race. We'll see. It wasn't the best exit there for Henry Mack, but he's still within just enough slipstream. Not enough to make a move down into Redgate unless a mistake comes for Armag, the Scot, getting it nice and clean there. Oh, careful on the curb actually. I sort of cursed him there. He had to sit up a little bit. And now Henry Mack right back with him. Let's see the move. Is there going to be a move? He's not going to go around the outside at creating curves, is he? No, he's not. He's going to think better of that. And now, down to the old hairpin, right on the back of him. George is starting to lose touch, but he's going to hope that something happens between these two. All equal machinery here, so it's all pure rider talent in this ZX4RR race. And here comes Armag alongside, no, sorry, Henry Mack alongside Armag down the back straight. He's going to get through. They're going to be side by side down to the Foggy S's. Lap 3 of 6 here in the sprint race. And Henry Mack's going around the outside. He's been pushed out into the gravel by Armag. I can't make any race direction decisions at the moment, but that's interesting. That bit of Rossi Marquez Assen action there. And down into the Melbourne Loop has Armag got something to fight back against Henry Mack. And George just, that's exactly what he wanted to happen. Bit of drama between the two as Henry Mack, the pole man, now into the lead and trying to break away. He's actually opened a really big gap. Might have just been waiting for the right opportunity to stick his neck out and push for it. And now he's going for a big push lap. Obviously lost a bit of time there from cutting the Foggy S's, but still down into Redgate. He leads on the number 37 machine. Or it might be Acosta's 31 now, I think about it. No, it's definitely 37. Let's go on board with Armag as the Scot attempts to chase down Henry Mack. He's on the gravel. Oh, that was not a good idea. He's really pushing for it and he can't keep up. Henry Mack has completely ditched him. And now George closing in and hunting down the Scot. I do like the onboards. It just gives us a little bit more view of what's going on. I do wish the TV camera was a little bit more zoomed out, as formerly mentioned, but we've still got a main race on the way where all the action can come at any moment, and the action can still come in this race. We've still got 2 and a bit laps left as the gap for the, oh, down goes Armag. Oh, what a shame. High sides big time out of the Foggy S's, and not only loses third and second, he loses, oh no, sorry, yeah, not only loses second, loses third as well. Sorry, having to dust off the old commentator skills there. I haven't commentated in a while, but we're just getting back into the swing of things, and I think I've done a pretty good job so far, I hope. And now he's getting chased down by Alfie. He'll be upset with this one. Alfie, a bit more potential than what might have gone on, because was fast in qualifying, qualified third on the grid, and unfortunately went off into the grass at the old hairpin on lap 1, and now chasing down Armag for 4th place. That'll be a strong result to kick off the season in the sprint race. He'll have another shot at it in the main race straight after, but Henry Mack is gone. Be a good ride from George to take second as well after this late entry through the old hairpin. Alfie's really starting to gain now. He looks like he's found a rhythm. 36.1, 35.5. Not too bad laps. But I tell you what, Armag closing in on Tleon. Yeah, Tleon just struggling to stay ahead here, probably feeling the pressure a little bit. But that was nice there through foggy S's. There's a cone in the way. You're going to have to be careful of that. George is nice and clear. It looks like he's chill for second place as long as he can stay on the bike. Now, Cantillon defend from Armag. Armag will be desperate to get back up on the podium and just recover some points. Every point counts, and especially in this championship when you don't even know if you're going to be strong at the next round because they're going to be on different bikes. Oh no! Armag's down again, pushing too hard for that podium position. This is really unfolded for him. He's led most of this sprint race and he's dropped down to 5th now, ahead of Bob Rang. A good aka Charlie, a good gap though ahead of him. Ducksworth sat in 7th, not doing too bad, beating at least 2 people here after not doing any practice, so not too bad of a show from, I believe, the only PC rider here. But what a show from Henry Mack. Just kept his cool and stayed with it. Behind Armag, perfectly executed from him. If he could just get this last lap right here at Donington Park, he's all good. And of course, he'll be at the Donington Park test for British Talent Cup this year, and we wish him all the best. As he makes his way through the foggy S's, a dominant performance. That got a little bit sketchy through there. George just firmly hanging on to 2nd, and Leon looks like he's going to be able to stick with 3rd. Alfie can't seem to catch up. No penalties big enough to affect. Oh no, I don't believe it! Henry Mack has gone down at the Melbourne Loop, but he's just about managed to stay in the lead. I was wondering who that was for a second, but it is still his. That was a scary moment. Yeah, careful you don't crash at Goddard's now, Henry. That nearly went completely upside down. Thankfully, he had the gap to still beat George, and he wins the sprint race in almost fine fashion, I would have said, if he didn't crash there at the Melbourne Loop. Heart in your mouth moment there. He really thought, he must have thought that was over. George thought it would have been a gift, but a good ride for him to take 2nd. And I'll have to get official confirmation to see what that does. I don't think the race result from the sprint affects qualifying. We'll have to see. And of course we will have to restart the lobby in order to get to the next race. So bear with for a few moments. But yeah, really strong ride there from George. And of course Henry Mack the winner. That must have been super scary in the Melbourne Loop when that all went wrong for him. Alright then, yeah, Henry Mack, what a brilliant ride. Pole position for the man, and fastest lap on top of it. That must have been scary. I don't know. I'm getting talked to in the Discord. Oh, we just need to wait for the grid to get sorted out. "12 laps it will be at Donington Park. A long one here, double distance. And I need to leave, so then I don't end up racing. Alright then, let's get a look. So here, let's take a look at the bike while we're waiting. This is the bike that they are riding. I've got a nice stock, well, it's not stock livery, but it's the IRL stock livery from 2026. Gorgeous looking thing. And of course they'll have all the bits and bobs on it. So obviously top level carb, top level camshaft, top level clutch, piston, connecting rods, air filter control unit, all these new things that you can customize in Ride 6, bringing you back to Ride 3 really with that level of customization, air filter and all that. All this stuff you cannot control in Ride 5 or 4, and most people seem to be running with the Arrow exhausts. That seems to be the way to go, and of course to adjust their gear ratios thoroughly, they'll have to use full racing gearbox, and then they'll have the top brake kit as well, the suspension as well, top. Then of course they'll be wanting slick tyres, because that's what sets you back big time if you're on road tyres still. Rims as well, they'll need to do that, and that actually gets you a good load of points. They do, the rims. But yeah, that's the livery I've got on it. Personally, it looks amazing. And there you go, all the well, there's my stats with the ZX4RR. But oh yeah, wait, that's just a registration certificate. I thought that would be the the actual stats of the bike. Getting messages in saying green Kawasaki's at pants. Well, to that I say something not very nice. Let's just put it that way. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. We're just waiting now. When was this sent? Just waiting for the invite to come along now. Not too sure when that invite was sent, so just making sure. Okay, there we go. Just waiting for them to get into the race now, because if I join too quickly, then I'll end up on the grid, which will be nice, but I'll be completely useless because I'm honestly rubbish at Ride 6. And of course, got all the new bikes in Ride 6. Just having a look around for now. And what we'll be using next time out. Actually, I'll talk about that while we are here. Next time out, we'll be using Super Motos. Of course, I've already beaten Thomas Chaillet in the career mode, so I've got his CRF 450R. But yeah, not specifically these Hondas. I mean, you can use the KTM, you can use the TM, which is quite funny. And I believe Husqvarna is also in the game, but there's no difference between KTM and Husqvarna, really. But yeah, so join up for that one. If you're not around, make sure you're here for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Jack Hammer, welcome everybody. Yeah, I agree. It does look like the 80s, 90s Kawasaki green, and that's why it is amazing. Just waiting to see if everybody's in the lobby yet, and well predicted. Well predicted. Jack Henry did win that one in fine fashion until Melbourne Loop, where it all nearly went wrong. He spent a lot of time trailing Armag there, and he did a really good job to hang on to that one. Hopefully you haven't started the race without me, because I need to know when they're in the actual race. Okay, they're in. Let's go quick. Hopefully Ride 6 loads. Oh, never. Okay then. So for the main race, they have Super Pole. That's interesting. See, I'm a little bit new to all this, so I'm not sure how they're going to work it out, but let's see then. We've just joined in time for Super Pole. This is going to be interesting now. Who's going to be the one on top? I'm just realising there, Ducksworth might be a bit down on a bit of power, because I think that is a stock exhaust he's running with. I can't really get any other views. Let's go with Bob Rank. We can't really tell who's fastest, so we're just going to have to wait until we see the results. But Ducksworth doing a good job to pull away from Charlie. I keep calling him Bob Rang, but his actual name is Charlie, of course. No, it's not a stock exhaust. I believe that is the Arrow exhaust. One of the many Arrow exhausts you can put on the ZX4RR. Oh, big one on the curb there for Ducksworth. But we can't really tell how fast everybody is just yet because it's all together. Let's just hope nobody takes each other out. It's a bit of a battle here at the back of the grid. Charlie's dropped back a little bit. It would be cool to see Ducksworth on pole after a difficult qualifying for him. Qualifying last. As Henry Mack goes across the gravel. That's big. That's big. The sprint race winner. And Jack Hammer's favourite to win. Unfortunately, getting it a bit wrong there. Oh, on the front wheel. Down into the Melbourne Loop. Top rack style. Careful there. He's being a bit brave. Armag's gone down as well. Oh, that's bad. I think this grid is going to be real topsy-turvy here. Oh, and somebody else down there. Somebody else. I think that was Tleon going down. Or Isaac, but here comes Alfie to the line now. I think Ducksworth might be on pole because he was out front there. He did 36.3. That's not too bad. Let's see what everybody else has done. I don't believe what I'm seeing. It's Ducksworth on pole position. Oh, that is brilliant. What an absolute nightmare of a qualifying session for some people. I'm being told actually somebody else did a better lap. Oh no, it's sarcasm from Armag, but I don't believe it. Ducksworth on pole position ahead of Isaac. That is a real topsy-turvy grid. Those two qualified in the bottom two positions in the race, for the sprint race, sorry. And then you've got the top two riders, you'd say, Henry and Armag, 6th and 7th on the grid. Oh dear, this is going to be interesting. Oh, I don't believe this. Ducksworth on pole. Let's see what he can do. Last time he was here on a Kawasaki, it went pretty wrong here at Donington Park. Me being his teammate, I knew that. We were both battling for last. Alright then, here we go. It's the main event. 12 laps. What can Ducksworth do from pole position? I think now he's built himself into the session a little more. And now he's up to speed. Not completely. I mean, I saw other people doing 35s. A 36, low 36, not too bad. Let's hope he can just keep that strong pace in the race. Now, I'm a fan of this. Super pole for the main race. That really makes things interesting. Alright then, here we go. Ducksworth lines up a pole ahead of Isaac. I can't even remember who qualified third. My apologies. I believe it was Alfie. Yes, it was. We go racing then, and it is a brilliant start from Isaac. A big wheelie off the line for Ducksworth. What a shame. He's got an absolutely terrible start. Heading down to Redgate. He's already fallen back quite a good chunk. Alfie's pushed Isaac out wide. That's aggressive. As Isaac falls back to third. Henry Mack, the man on pole, the man from the sprint, looking to take all three tonight. Already going for the lead from 6th on the grid. He's already first by creating curves. That's brave. Oh my word, that was close. He's having to run it out wide. Look at Isaac up the inside. That's brave. He's out into the grass. Alfie's already into the lead. Oh my goodness, this is dramatic. Isaac actually maintained the lead. He cut back onto the track after going onto the grass. But look at this. Ducksworth all over the back. Oh my goodness, you don't know where to look. It's like a Moto 3 race here. Alfie into the lead. Ducksworth into second. Ducksworth for the lead up to Coppice. Go on, Ducksworth. He's gone for it. Isaac's gone for it. I can't tell who's who because everybody's got a green bike. And Isaac's gone into the grass. George on the blue Kawasaki into second and into first now. They're going to go 3 wide into the foggy S's. George leads. Look at Henry Mack. No, that's no, it is Henry Mack up the inside. I don't know. Oh, Henry Mack gone down. That's a huge high side. Whoa, a big one there for the race winner. George now leads down into the Melbourne Loop. That was a big one there. As here comes Alfie down. Oh no, Ducksworth losing the front of the Melbourne Loop. You do not know where to look. What a brilliant start to this race. A dramatic one. A quite realistic high side there for Henry Mack. That looked really I'll say impressive, but oh, here comes Alfie up the inside. He's pushed George out wide, getting aggressive on these early laps is Alfie, and Armag looking to take advantage of this. But look at that, Talian doing a good job in 4th, Bunny as well in 5th. Here they come down to Redgate. Armag looking to take 2 for the price of 1. No, not quite. Alfie goes into Redgate into the lead. He runs out wide. George has got the inside into Craner Curves. He takes it. He sits up Alfie. What an incredible start to this race. Not 12 laps, sorry, 10. I must have miscalculated, or the lobby information was wrong before they started, as Armag goes around the outside. Alfie back on the inside at the old hairpin. Talian trying to get involved now. These two bashing bars. Alfie out wide again onto the curves. They are really knocking lumps out of each other here. Duxford unfortunately dropped to 9th. What a shame. He had a brilliant start to this race, but that high side for Henry Mack probably caught him off. That was an absolutely monstrous high side. But look at this. Oh my goodness. Nearly 4 wide into Coppice. Armag up the inside. George is going to come back through. They're going to be side by side. This TV cam isn't zoomed out enough. I can hardly tell what's even happening here. Let's look at third person for the man who can see all the action. Alfie's here in 4th, and we're watching all this action. Talian now into 3rd. George cuts across. Here comes Talian for the inside into Melbourne Loop. Alfie might be a benefactor of this one as well. They need to work together because they know Armag is a lot faster than them, at least from his qualifying and sprint race pace. They need to work together. Whoa, big movement on the rear for Armag coming out of Melbourne Loop. Also for Alfie, catching the grass on the inside. But here comes George up the inside of Talian. Can't find a move. This is a brilliant ride from Talian. Not the best pace in the sprint, but really found something here and getting in the mix. This is the beauty of Super Bowl, and this is what it can do for races like this. As here comes George up the inside into Redgate. Can he make it stick now on the brakes brilliantly late? You can see, oh, Armag, oh, dearie me, he's gone down on the front into Redgate. Now things are really going to get interesting between these three. The 2 fastest men on the grid have gone down, and gone down hard. And here comes Talian through at Craner Curves. A sensational move from him. I wouldn't have expected him to be up here, but it's brilliant to see him up here fighting for this win. And here comes Alfie around the outside of George after George unfortunately caught the grass. Oh, wait, we've lost Talian. Oh, no. No, I did not notice that, and that is the issue with this TV cam. What a shame. I was just singing his praise as he took the lead of the race. Your heart breaks for Talian, who on lap 3 goes down again, and he's unfortunately disconnected. Oh, that is just heartbreaking for Talian. And now it is, oh no, George has gone down as well. I think he's dropped to 5th. This is the issue with Ride 6, because it just doesn't notify you when things happen. Oh, that is just disappointing. We were having a massive battle at the front, and now it's Alfie leading by a good chunk. And if you think Henry is going to catch him, I doubt Alfie would be able to stay ahead. Man, what a crazy start to this race, but a real shame to see George and Talian drop out of the race. My apologies for not recognising that as quick because of Ride 6. Well, it's a 1:36.9 last lap from Alfie, and now a 35.7. A decent lap there. But now those 2 fastest men that we were talking about, 2nd and briefly 3rd as Armag has gone down. Duxworth making a good comeback up to 4th, and now on the back of Armag for 3rd place. A podium recovery would be strong for him. He was only last like 2 laps ago. And here they come now into the old hairpin. Can Duxworth get along with it? I was just about to say he's into the grass, but yeah, Duxworth, one of his best talents is that he can just get on the bike and go, and he's somewhat competitive. I mean, he does that a lot in MEI Moto too, and he's doing it here on the ZX4RR. Really strong performance from Duxworth. That pole position must have raised his spirits a little bit more, as he's now looking to chase Armag down for 3rd. I don't know if he can do it. He's 9 seconds off the leader at the moment, but Armag has been making a lot of mistakes so far across this race meeting, so it could easily happen again. He's got a little bit of a penalty to worry about as well. And now the gap closing down ahead to Alfie from Henry. Henry just needs to be careful there in the Melbourne Loop as he slides out of it. Not very careful. from your sprint race winner. 34.5 was the last lap and a 35.7. Over a second quicker than Alfie. Alfie's going to have some work to do then if he wants to keep the lead here. We might see some drama, which could work in Armagh and Ducksworth's favour. Heading down into Redgate once more on lap 5 at the halfway point. Alfie's got a strong lead. George has gone down again. He's dropped all the way down to 8th. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Probably messing around with Isaac now. They're at the back of the grid. Things are getting interesting between them. Just messing around at this point. George disconnects. That's a shame. Spent a long time at the front and now we're down to 7 riders. And Isaac disconnecting are down to 6 riders. Yeah, that's a shame. They need to stay in the race so they can collect the points, but clearly not thinking about it. Henry now closing in. Did a 34.9 last lap. 35.7, so lost a little bit of time. Well, no, he didn't lose time, but didn't close as much as he did on the previous lap to Alfie. But Alfie doing some decent pace there. 2 35.7s in a row, keeping consistent and keeping safe for now. But you can just hear the Jaws music as Henry Mack approaches. This is a weak spot though. We saw him high side big time at the start of the race. He has to be careful through foggy S's. It's this sector that he seems to struggle with the most as he almost goes onto the grass there, heading down to the Melbourne Loop. Just looking to put the pressure on Alfie. He knows he's the faster man. He's at least half a second a lap quicker, and that gap is much less than far for him to catch. A bit of lag there, puts him wide at Goddard's. That's a shame. And now on to lap 6. He is chasing him down. Ducksworth, strong job there, sticking 4th. He'll be looking to just either keep that one. Charlie is quite far behind, coming out of Goddard's. Big gap back to Bunny in 6th. But he'll be collecting some good points, will be Bunny. But yeah, Ducksworth hanging in there well with Armagh, so he's just waiting for another mistake. And now look at that, we've flicked back to Henry Mack closing in. Oh, a bit wide there from Alfie. He's gone for a wider approach to the corner. That looked strong. He caught a bit of curb on the exit though. Henry seemed to have just closed a little bit more. 35.0 last time for Henry. It's cool we can see that though. I do like that about ride 6. Only a 10th faster than Alfie on that previous lap. And now we look though, it looks like Alfie had a big wheelie coming out of Coppice. He's got some, yeah, he's going to have a big job on his hands to keep Henry Mack behind. He is motoring on that Red Bull Acosta ZX4RR. Of course, next round will be Supermotos. Into the Melbourne hairpit, and oh dearie me, he's run that wide. Really pushing for this one, and we could have a last lap battle if he struggles to catch up. Alfie's really coming along strong now, and Henry's starting to drop back in pace. This won't be the best lap from Alfie. I'm going to guess a 35.6 maybe, and then something similar for Henry, maybe a 35.4. Yeah, there you go, bang on, 35.6, and Henry even faster with a 35.0. Really putting the pressure on now. Aren't I just the best commentator in the world? As they come out of Redgate and down through Crane and Curves. Ducksworth up to 3rd, I've just realised. Armagh has crashed, and so has Ducksworth. Oh, dearie me. I'm not doing great with the commentator's curses here. Charlie's now on the back of Ducksworth, but here we go. The battle for the lead. Lap 7 of 10. And Henry is all over Alfie. Let's see what he can do. Can he do everything? Pole position, sprint win, and main race win, or will Alfie have something else to say for him? The Supermoto Americana World Champion, he'll be very, very fast next time out, I can imagine. And here he comes up the inside, got a brilliant run through Coppice, but Alfie's going to be in the slipstream, surely on for a move at the foggy S's. Oh, brave defence there from Henry to put him on the outside, but it's... oh, brilliant braking from Alfie. He's gone through. Absolutely beautiful move. Couldn't have done the S's any more perfect. But Henry's looking for a move in Melbourne Loop. No, he's just playing it safe for now. He knows he's faster. He doesn't have to get too nervous. He doesn't have to pass him now. He can sit back and just keep the pressure on. But it looks like he's looking for more. He's not going to try to go around the outside of Goddard's, is he? No, he's not. Alfie's late on the brakes. And he's gone defensive. Good defence from Alfie. But you can imagine Henry will be in the slipstream now. And up the inside at Redgate. Let's go. 3 laps left. And through goes Henry. Alfie nearly running into the back of him there. And he's ran it a bit wide at Redgate. That's big. That's big. He might have just let Henry get away there. Down through Craner curves now. Can he stick with him? This, I'd say, is probably Henry's strongest sector. And you can already tell how much he's dropping Alfie. He's gone in very hot there into the old hairpin, and he's made it stick really fast through there. But Alfie doing a good job to stick with him. He's got motivated now. On that last lap, 35.6 for Alfie and a 34.8 for Henry Mack. But look at how well Alfie is sticking with him here. Just shows how well you can do if you keep confident. And here he comes back up the inside into Coppice. This is where Henry got him, and he gets it back. We're on for a good battle now. And here they come side by side again. Henry gets the exit, really strong on the exit. Probably well winded down on the final ratio, winded up, sorry, to prioritise exits. But strong again on the brakes into the foggy S's is Alfie. Absolutely sensational. And Henry Mack just, as we can expect, being a little bit cautious there as not to send himself to the stars like he did last time. That's late on the brakes. He's shoved Alfie out wide. Oh no! Henry Mack goes down. Contact between Alfie. He got a little bit brave there into the Melbourne loop, and now Ducksworth back up into third. Armag quite far behind, and Charlie chasing him down for fourth place. Let's just hope Ducksworth can stay on it and take home that podium. No, who can't stay on it? Armag just can't stay on the bike. Really struggling in this one, crashing a lot. And it's now down in fifth. One of the fastest men going into this. Was nearly gaining pole position in qualifying. Henry Mack can still win this, you know. He's got 2 laps. And if he puts the pressure on and really strings 2 good laps together, he can still catch Alfie. It's a bit of a bridge too far, I think. But he's improving on his personal best. It's about a 3-second gap, rough estimate. I can't see the gap to Alfie. He's on the grass there again. But as long as Alfie keeps it cool, this should be his win. What a brilliant way to start the season. What a brilliant way to kick off online racing here in Ride 6. As he comes down the back straight and down to the foggy S's. That beautiful ZX4RR singing its way down. I know how they sound. Oh my goodness. It is an experience. Oh! Oh! Careful, Alfie, careful. That was close. He's nearly just thrown it down the road. That was a huge moment. And now Henry is back, not too far off him. He's pushing hard. He's got a bad exit out there. Excuse the very abrupt and random camera changes. Just still getting used to the controls here in Ride 6. Alfie is going to be scared. He's got 1 lap to defend. If Henry Max strings together a really good lap here, he can still win this. If he loses this, Alfie will be kicking himself. It's a 39.2. I don't think that's accurate for Henry Mack. No, because we're looking at the same lap twice for some reason. But here he is. He got a brilliant run through Redgate, down through Craner curves. The win is still on for Henry. As I said, only 2 laps prior. Oh no, Alfie will be absolutely beating himself up after this one if he loses this through the old hairpin. But he knows he can battle with Henry. He can stick with him. If he stays confident, he can still win this. Oh my goodness, this is going to go right down to Goddard's, I reckon, as they come through McLean's. He's going for the wide lines. Got it. Oh, he's got it completely out of shape. There's Henry, but he's managed to keep it on 2 wheels. And in fact, keep it alongside Alfie. I thought he was going to go for the move there at Coppice. He's strong through there. But we do know that he's not very strong in this last sector. We do know that ZX4RR of his can really stretch out the corners fast. And now, down into the foggy S's with 1 lap to go. Alfie's back up the inside. Has he broke late enough? Has he broke? Oh, good enough. Good enough. More than good enough. They're side by side down to Melbourne Loop. Who's it going to be? It's Alfie up the inside, but you feel like he's gone way too hot. Here comes Henry for the switchback. Contact. Oh my goodness. They're side by side to Goddard. It's the last corner here for the round 1 for the main race. Alfie's on the inside. He's gone for it. Henry's going to try and get the cut back. It's the run to the line. You can imagine Henry will get a good exit. Here they come. Look at the exit from that ZX4. It's the run to the line. Who's it going to be? I can't even tell. It's Henry. Henry gets it by a hair's length. What a victory for Henry. A run down to the line. What a race to kick off the Multi-Moto Ride 6 Championship, and Ducksworth comes home third. Go on, lad. What a brilliant ride from Ducksworth. A few mishaps here and there, but by the skin of his teeth, Henry Mack manages to take it. Wow. Really good job there. Good racing from Alfie and Henry, but Alfie, as I mentioned before, will be kicking himself for that one. But what a lap from Henry to bring home a 34.5. What an absolutely fantastic race. Well done, fellas. That went right down to the wire. That was the best race I've ever commentated on. Well, thank you very much for joining us. That was an absolute barnstormer to kick off Ride 6 online racing, aka the Multi-Moto Ride 6 Championship. What an absolutely incredible race. And Kawasaki's just absolutely awesome. ZX4RR is just absolutely awesome. Donington Park just absolutely awesome, bringing us the peak of Ride 6 racing, and we'll be back out next week on the Supermotos for Blue Wave, one that these guys know very well. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey for an absolutely fantastic race. Hopefully we'll get a couple more riders next time out. Of course, only unfortunately in Ride 6 you can only have 12 riders minus one because I need to be in the lobby watching. But a good podium for Ducksworth, good podium for Alfie, and what a win for Henry Mack. Sensational. Thank you very much for joining me.